an opportunity to come to such a place, holy land, full of history, and your contribution in the national movement is immense. We all know that the people of Tamil Nadu have contributed not only in culture and civilization but also in the independence movement. So I really feel privileged to come here. As Annamalai was talking, I would also like to share the same thing, that under Prime Minister Modiji's leadership, India is growing at a very fast pace. And it will be one of the fastest growing economy which we see. When we talk about fastest growing economy, it doesn't take place in isolation. It doesn't take place in vacuum. It takes place because of the right policy interventions at the right time by the right person. So in the last 8 years, I can say with confidence that the initiatives taken by Prime Minister Modi in policy intervention, in implementation, in last mile delivery, in removing the bottlenecks has been immense. And that is why now our economy is at a fast speed and fastest growing economy. Taking care of economy at the same time, Prime Minister Modi has also taken care of upliftment of the socio-economic situation of the country. So our policies have also been pro-poor, pro-farmer, pro-women, pro-youth, and pro-industry also. So we have taken care in a holistic manner. The development has taken place in a holistic manner. We have talked about infrastructure, we have also talked about the empowerment of women. We have talked about bridges, roads, airports, connectivity. We have also taken care how the youth is to be made skilled and how he has to perform in the economic growth. We have talked about the connectivity and world-class infrastructure. Then also we have taken care of how the women is to be empowered and she is to make her contribution in the field of economy. In last 8 years, you will be happy to note that 32,000 needless compliances have been removed. 32,000. That means you can understand what type of paperwork must be there and what type of hindrances and clearances and license Raj must have been there. And now we can say with confidence the 32,000 compliances have been removed only to bring pace to the whole to the economic world. We have also, I would also like to share with you that the total foreign direct investment is now of 35 lakh crores. So the foreign direct investment has also increased, and it has increased because of the conducive environment provided here. And Tamil Nadu is also not behind anybody. You have also taken a lot of initiative to see to it that the foreign direct investment takes place. And if I talk in terms of percentage, from UPA time, it is the increase in 65% as far as the foreign direct investment is concerned. If I talk about GST, people are doing business in multiple states without hassles. Now GST has, in a way, the taxation process has become a holistic, and it has cleared many hindrances which used to be there, and I call them as economic barriers. All those barriers have been removed. If I talk about on-road, you used to see previously that there used to be a line of trucks standing and waiting for 5 hours, 4 hours only to get taxation cleared. And the amount of time loss, the amount of petrol loss, the amount of other things lost, the manpower loss. If you calculate all those things, you will understand that how GST has brought change in the whole economic world that we have to understand. Today we can say that in GST, pre-GST, the taxation was 23%, and now the taxation is 18%. And all with your consent, with the consent of the states, which has been done. So it is participatory also, and at the same time the obedience level, the levels of taxation has also increased because of GST. If I talk about MSME sector, I can say that the manufacturing output is between 35 to 38% increase. So the MSME sector has also increased there, and the participation is 35 to 38%, which we have to understand. The American Express survey pointed out that it was 83% MSME have benefited from the Prime Minister Make in India initiative. So 85% people have been benefited because of this Make in India initiative. The India's electronic exports has doubled. It is now 88.6 thousand crores 9 months ago. So we can understand how country is, and all this I'm talking after Corona. When there is a slowdown, universally slowdown, then we are maintaining the pace that we have to understand. In pharma exports, we have doubled from 71.8 thousand crores. Now it is 1,94,000 crores, which has increased. So in pharma sector also, the production has been improved and it is now doubled. And as I said, that the world is facing an economic slowdown, but we have been able to maintain the pace, and our exports have increased by 37%. So we are going towards the Atmanirbhar Bharat that we have to understand. And if I talk about the IMF paper that found that extreme poverty level is less than 1%. And you will also be happy to note that the BPL levels have reduced by 10%. There is the BPL below poverty line has also reduced by 10%, and extreme poverty is now only 1% left that we have to understand. If I talk about the production linked incentive, 2.4 lakh crores are envisaged for the incentives and will add 4% to our country's GDP. So this production linked incentives, this is also going to bring a lot of sea change in the production levels also, and also in the overall economic situation of the country that we have to understand. If I talk about the developments, I'm here in Madurai. I can say that 550 crores have been allotted for the International Airport Madurai, and 633.17 acres of land is required. I'm sorry to say that Tamil Nadu government has only given us 543 acres. But still we are working and we are trying to secure that the Tamil Nadu government gives us the land so that we go fast in making Madurai the international standards with the new terminal, and all the developments has to take place. And for that 550 crores have been allocated for Madurai, for better connectivity and improved logistics and handling capacity. If I talk about Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Yojana, 524 youngsters from Madurai have been trained, and they have been certified also. If I proudly talk about, my friend is here, he used to come and meet me when I was the health minister. He used to talk something about the spices also, but the main aim would be the spicy thing that was the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And that was one thing which he also. Pon Radhakrishnan ji always came to me, he said that we need All India Institute of Medical Sciences, and I am happy to share with you that 1,264 crores were allotted to make this All India Institute of Medical Sciences, and there was a problem where to make it. We wanted to make it constructed in Madurai. We were successful in it because of your help, and today 95% of the work of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences has completed. Very soon it will be dedicated by the Prime Minister to the people. But here I would also like to share with you that an additional amount of 134 crores have been added in All India Institute of Medical Sciences, and that has been added for I'm told that it has been added for 150-bedded infection disease block is added. 164 crores has been added because of that. So, how Government of India, how Ministry of Health and Family Welfare is taking care of the AIMS, All India Medical Council, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, that we have to understand. Here I would like to share that 750 beds have been provided. I would like to share that you will have 250 beds of, with ICU beds you will be having. And along with that, the medical seats have also been increased from 100 seats to 150 seats. That was so, and if I talk about the 8 textile parks, scheme for integrated textile park, the proposed project costs 732 crores, 8.89 crores. And the Madurai Integrated Textile Park was built by 78,058 crores, 78.58 crores. The Madurai Smart City, which is being developed, 392 crores have been allotted to Madurai. And the textile industry in Tamil Nadu, including Madurai, the Government of India has spent 575.8 crores in last 5 years. So when I talk about textiles, it is, as I said in my speech, that the interventions, policy interventions, financial interventions, all has helped the in Tamil Nadu for textile industries and other industries. If I talk about the beetle leaf from Madurai, that has got the GI tag now. And if I talk about, there's a lot of scope for handlooms, granite products, ready-made garments, and Madurai Mali, identified by Madurai for export potential. So you have got a lot of potential here. I can assure you only on behalf of Government of India that our Prime Minister will never lag behind. He will be always ready to help for the financial, for the economic development. And people of Madurai are very the entrepreneurship is too high among the people in Tamil Nadu. You should keep pace with it, and so that we have a better economic scenario for Tamil Nadu, and for your contribution in the Indian economy is always welcome. When I talk about these industrial things, I would also like to share with you how we have gone for empowerment of women. When we talk about empowerment of women, these Swachhta Abhiyan, and especially Swachhta Abhiyan, the construction of toilets, is a very important ingredient if you talk about women empowerment. 11.88 crore women used to go for the daily needs in the fields. 11.8 crores. By constructing these Izzat Ghar, which you call it Izzat Ghar. Izzat Ghar means dignity house. So it has given dignity to 11.8 women. And you can understand that how it has increased the ease of living for a woman. And when I talk about women, I add one child also. So you can understand how India is changing. If I talk about the Ujjwala, now giving a gas cylinder and giving providing the facility, it is not only the cylinder which we are giving, it is the empowerment of women which is being done, and that is also to the tune of 9 crores. If I talk about the other developments, the self-help groups, how Government of India is giving loans to the self-help groups so that they sustain and they become self-sustainable. So there are many. If I talk about Saubhagya Yojana, crores of families have been given household electricity connections. That means before that they did not have connections. In this country, 18,000 villages did not have electric connections. You can understand. And now it is 100% covered electricity is being given. So it is the empowerment of the children, empowerment of the women, empowerment of the youth which is happening everywhere. If I talk about today, I will not be talking about the road infrastructure, but you yourself understand. There was a time when it was only 3 to 4 kilometers national highway were being constructed in a day. Now it is reaching 30 kilometers per day. That is the development taking place. 4 lanes, 6 lanes, Sagarmala, all those projects are going on. And you can see on the roads also how development is taking place. and it's world-class development which is taking place. So friends, I would like to only conclude by saying that the Bharatiya Janata Party, under the dynamic leadership of Prime Minister Modi, is going forward, and the country is going forward in all directions, internationally also, nationally also, economically also. All these aspects have been taken care of. Now Corona, if I talk about Corona, we should understand how Corona management was done by Prime Minister Modi. Because it was, for all leaders of the country, it was in a way a test. It was in a way, who will manage how? And I would like, we proud Indians can say that Prime Minister Modi's Corona management has been worldwide accepted. You see, America could not decide whether they should go for lockdown or they should go for economic survival. Europe could not decide whether they should go for lockdown or for economic survival. They having better health facilities than us. Their health facilities we saw crumbling down. And they were restless also, and they were helpless also. But here, with 130 crore people in our country, Prime Minister Modi took a very timely, aptly, boldly decision of lockdown. Because at that point of time, we did not produce even one PPE kit. At that point of time, we did not have masks. At that point of time, we did not have isolation beds. At that point of time, we did not have isolation centers. At that point of time, we did not have quarantine centers. But in 2.5 months, he made India ready for it, and we had in thousands isolation centers. In lakhs, we had isolation beds. We had all facilities, quarantine center, isolation center, and we were in 2.5 months' time, people, entrepreneurs like you, saw to it that India started exporting PPE kit. We became self-sufficient and we started exporting also PPE kit. This is how India worked. I, being a health minister, I can share with you. This country has seen that it has taken 25 years for tuberculosis medicine to come to India. We have seen 7 years for tetanus medicine to come to India. For pulse polio program, we could start only after 25 years or maybe 28 years. Japanese encephalitis, the medicine was ready into 1906 in Japan, but it reached India in 2006, years later. But Corona, the first case came in Kerala, I suppose that was in January 20th. That was the first case reported. And in April 2020, Prime Minister Modi had set up a task force. He invited the pharma industry, he invited the scientists, he gave them financial support, and within a short span of 9 months, 2 indigenous vaccines were produced by India. And we had the largest and the fastest vaccination program. Today, 217 crores double dose, along with booster dose. We are all sitting here wearing that Suraksha Kavach which has been given by Prime Minister. We are sitting all very close to each other, nobody is wearing masks. This all has happened because of the timely intervention and the right intervention by our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. So this we have to understand. And India has now given to 100 countries 25 crores of dose, out of which 2.5 crores has been given to 48 countries free of cost. So this you can understand how India is now. अब ये लेने वाला इंडिया नहीं है, देने वाला इंडिया. That way. So all these changes have taken place, COVID management, other things. Now,
नमस्कार, मैं हूं संदीप चौधरी। अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो इसे लाइक और शेयर जरूर करें, और हाँ, हमें सब्सक्राइब और फॉलो करना ना भूलें। ताकि आप देश और दुनिया की कोई खबर मिस ना करें। तो जुड़िए हमारे साथ और देखते रहिए News24।